And we're back.
We are back.
We're back again. This time we have a extremely special guest with this gentleman sitting to my right here, Mike Battista. Thank you for coming in, brother.
Appreciate it for having me, guys.
What's up, Mike? How are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Hey, first off, thanks for your service, man.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you for your support.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
for sure.
We are proud Americans and proud civilians here in this room. So every time we're around a warrior who's spent his or her time protecting our country, we have to figure out the best ways to honor them, and be like, thank you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, guys. And thanks to everyone else who's served and everything. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We're able to sit here and do this podcast because of guys like you.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Definitely.
Nice, man. So, could you tell us a little bit like your history in the military?
So I was a 3rd Group 18 Bravo Special Forces Weapons Sergeant. I've been out for 2 years now.
Right on, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
And you took your time in the military and brought in that entrepreneurial. It sounded like from our conversation from dinner the other night, that entrepreneurial sense has always been with you.
Yeah. So I mean, growing up, I come from a family of businessmen, and I was in business before the military. And while we were in, we had an idea, and came into fruition. And that's what became a Whoopee. Started it while I was in the Q course with my business partner Alex on. We got the inspiration from the Mac V SOG guys on like Vietnam. They would take their poncho liners, and a poncho liner is something every service member gets issued. It's a lightweight blanket. It's nylon and polyester. Super lightweight, comfortable. You take it everywhere. It's your only source of comfort when you're out in the field or on deployment. And they call it a Whoopee. It's like a children's blanket.
I'm going to have to ask my uncle about this too, because he was a 2nd Battalion, 75th Infantry Ranger. So I'll ask him about the Whoopee after we get off this.
I'm sure he'll know what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure
he still has his too.
Yeah, okay.
But the Mac V SOG guys, they were taking their Whoopies and sewing them into their rain jackets out in Vietnam. And,
Okay.
I was talking to guys like John Stryker Meyer, and that's where we got the inspiration, stuff like that, stories from the old timers, and they've fought the battles and they've lived it, and seen what works. And we wanted to bring a new product to the market that people are going to appreciate and enjoy, and actually use that's functional.
Yeah.
Consumer-based product, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Military knows all about this. They use it frequently,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's kind of moving to a consumer-based platform, correct?
Right. So, every service member is going to know what your poncho liner is. It's a sacred unicorn item. But then once we brought Whoopee hoodies to the table, everyone went nuts and they had to get them. And, now there's other companies that have kind of taken inspiration from us, that have kind of brought it into more of the consumer market. You've seen like Nike do it and other brands like that with the quilted pattern, but we started it. So
Okay.
That's awesome.
Very
man.
cool.
And I will say, your guys' your hoodie. We met the first time we met Mike was March 10th, 2023, and I know that.
You know your numbers, man. How you know all your dates?
Well, I'll tell you this much.
I know that. I know why.
March 10th was the day that this beautiful man right here was born.
I knew that.
But also, it was the release of our last record, Godzillionaire, and we were in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Mike came out with our boy Mac. Donald McAllister.
Shout out Don McAllister.
Donald McAllister is
legend.
Independence Fund, right?
The Independence Fund, one of the first outreach events that we were a part of was the 2017 release of Sleeping Lions,
Right.
where we were at Sirius Octane Studios in Seal Beach.
Give it up to
Jose Mangan, yeah. We went to Mad Mac without Jose. We went to Bad Soldiers on the radio without Jose. So Jose Mangan, shout out. Hope to have you on the podcast soon.
Yeah, we got to get you on here soon, man.
So we're at this release of the Sleeping Lions record, and we get introduced to Mac, and his wife and his daughters were there, and man, this warrior, and up until that point, my brother and I didn't really have an opportunity to meet veterans, like on a personal level, through music, through us being guys who have written this song that really echoes within the military community, and just the Mac being like, dude, you guys are awesome. And we're like, no, you're awesome. and we become best friends, like Mac's my big bro. And so Mac set us up, and you came out to the release of Godzillionaire on March 10th, 2023 with a Whoopi hoodie, with Whoopi hoodies for me and my brother. Alex, can you pull up one of the Whoopi hoodies? Because you hooked us up. This is the one. Yes. I think we got I think it was the Marpat. No.
You guys got a Gen 3. I don't know if it's up on the site right now.
Okay, got you. But let me just tell you, man, we were touring, and it was cold. We were on the East Coast in March. I literally went from having to wear like 4 layers of clothing and a beanie to just wearing the Whoopi. Like this lightweight hoodie, it's so light, man. It's the lightest hoodie I've ever had, but it's the warmest hoodie I've ever had. It's insane. So
I'm gonna have to jump on the website and grab me one of these bad boys for some snowboard
It'll
moves.
change your life, man. It'll definitely get you one.
Yeah.
Actually, Gen 4 is really good for snowboarding. It's fully waterproof. There's 7 pockets. There's vents.
Nice. Nice. So are you guys expanding into the sports market and specific to that, or are you still going to keep it general? Would you consider it like a lifestyle item?
Definitely a lifestyle item, as the military roots, but I think Whoopies are for everybody. And we'd like to get into more, extreme sports, like your snowboarding, your skiing, that kind of stuff. Anything that's going to bring you into the elements and protect you and be functional. That's where we want to be.
Nice. When do you expect the version 4 to be out?
The Gen 4 is currently out right now.
Okay. Awesome. And that's the one that's
the fully waterproof one with the vents and, all the bells and whistles.
Okay. You still sell Gen 1 through Gen 3
so we got our Gen
well?
2s, Gen 3s, and our Gen 4s. Your Gen 2 is like your basic Whoopi hoodie model. We got them in the zip and the pullover. In the Gen 3, we go with a box stitch and has Velcro patches on the sides. You can put your patches on it, and it's got pockets as well. Got pockets on the interior, and they look good.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
man.
awesome.
I can't express more than how I've never had one small, like, lightweight article of clothing that's kept me.
No, he's told me this like several times too, because he's coming in. He's like, "No, you got to check this out, JB. You got to see that. I mean, feel how lightweight
try it on, man.
It's lightweight. It's just like the warmest thing."
Yeah, I mean, if you're hiking, you could pack it up. It literally compresses down to like the size of a baseball if you wanted to. It doesn't take up much space, and to really get under layer and complements anything you're wearing. So
you got to get a Whoopi at the top of Mount Everest, man.
That is something I've been thinking about. I'd love to do that one day.
Yeah.
Make that trek and rep Whoopi for
there. Take it out into the elements. Are you guys testing these things out in the elements too?
We have a guy, actually Dave King's a friend of Mac. He was negative 15-degree weather with our Gen 2 on. It's out in the woods in northern New York on the winter. Four-wheeling around. He's loving it, staying warm.
Shout out to Dave King, man. He as another great individual. He was a director at Heart Support, right? Heart Support Vets got it on right here. You worked closely with Heart Support for a long time, yeah? You got him inked up on you.
Yeah, got it over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay,
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, they're a great organization, and I believe in what they do, and they're trying to help people that are dealing with mental health issues and veterans, and trying to bring people together, and let people know that they're not alone, and there are resources out there.
That's great. That's great.
And that's kind of, as our friendship develops and continues moving forward, that's part of, some of the things that are on the agenda of, like, with Life by Music and our veterans music outreach, how we can partner on our shoulder to shoulder programs with Whoopi and work with the guys. I know I jumped on a couple calls where you guys have a network set up with veterans, and it was an honor to be invited to come speak to them. Mac, of course, pulled me in, and I'm working closely with Mac on shoulder to shoulder, just so that it's, yes, I'm civilian, but it's coming from a true man who wants to help veterans and active duty too. But we're getting that moving forward. So there's a lot of cool things. That's one of the things I love about Heart Support too, because music, playing an instrument, playing a guitar, or writing your lyrics or saying your lyrics out loud to a couple guitar chords, man, there's so much solace in that for all the human beings. So
it heals people. Music is medicine.
Yeah.
And going back to Mac, he's like he put me through like the metal university, making sure I, knew all the elders in the community, and what he does is great. And you were talking about Compassionate Savages, to bring everyone online, and it's a good resource for people who've gotten out and they're looking for that camaraderie that they can't get anymore in the civilian world, that they miss, and that they got in the military. And a lot of people, they don't understand what veterans have been through and some of the traumas they've dealt with, and the only other people that understand are other veterans. And just being able to have a platform to bring people together and help heal and do fun things is super important. Everyone needs that outlet.
Yeah. And Mac brought in Dave King to talk. So like to really okay, we want shoulder could really turn into something great. That's where I kind of talked to the Compassionate Savages about shoulder and building out. And after that call, we were able to send we're calling them like guitar deployments.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
Life by Music it's not just
you just fixated on the marketing side.
Yeah, let's figure it out, man. We got a marketing G over here in Mike with you guys. We could talk about Compassionate Savage and shoulder, but with Wooby, you guys, a lot of your success came from essentially going viral, right? In the beginning?
So in the beginning, we made a couple of videos that were funny, a little ridiculous while we were still in, and like one of the bigger videos we did was She Took My Wooby Hoodie. So girls are notorious for stealing hoodies, and
my daughters have a few.
If you steal a Wooby hoodie, we're coming to get it.
Yeah,
we're getting it back.
Nice.
Get your own.
Nice.
Mission deployment to go get it. Right.
That's right.
So that was essentially, and you guys just threw that up on Instagram.
Yep. So we put that out there, and got a great reaction, and we built our social media, and it's important to work with other people in the industry and build connections and network, and get your word out there and your mission and what you believe in. Wooby's an idea, and we want to bring a community of people together and just live an awesome life.
So was that just to go back a little bit? Was that that video? Did you guys actually do like a scene where like you guys like dun 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 dun?
Yeah, if you want to pull up, it's on the website. If you scroll all the way down the website.
Okay. Alex, can you pull that up?
Yeah, that'd be great. Love to see that. Yeah, we can air that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I just as soon as you started saying that,
I'm
seeing
right?
somebody.
Is that you right there, bro?
That's me.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
This is a public service announcement. In this video you're about to watch is a situation in which many men in America find themselves in every single day. This video is considered graphic. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alex. Hello? What's up, bro? Oh, thank God.
What do you want, bro?
She took it.
She took what?
My hoodie.
Dude, girls take hoodies. They take them. They love them. It's not a big fucking deal. Stop crying over it.
No, she took my Wooby hoodie.
She took your Wooby
Yeah, this is great, man.
I love it.
Boom.
Very cool.
So you guys just threw that up, and a lot of the Ain't Done Yet podcast, we like to talk about like marketing and how people push their brand. So obviously you can't expect something to go, it's going to go viral, but when it did that change your guys' like marketing plan?
Well, we wanted to stay close to our roots and just, we wanted to have fun. This is a fun brand, and that kind of just encompasses, who Alex and I are as people.
Was that Alex in the video?
That was
sitting with you?
with the blow up doll.
Oh, with the blow up.
Yeah, no. So we started it while we were still in the Q course, and man, we had packages stacked to the ceiling in our barracks rooms. We were just selling them out the door, getting all the dudes in the Q to pick them up, and eventually we got the cadre to start wearing them. And I remember one time there was a recall on a weekend. Someone did something bad, so we had everyone from every phase, all at the basketball courts out there, and someone was getting hemmed up, and they were like, so a lot of the guys were wearing Wooby hoodies. They're like, what the hell's going on with these Wooby hoodies? Like, where's the Wooby hoodie guy? Like, oh man! So I ran up there and like got my hands behind my back. I'm like, what's up, Sergeant? You He goes, you have like five minutes to go get me Whoopie hoodie and get back here. I was sprinting back to my barracks room, like going through boxes, trying to get the right size, and running back and present them. And they're like, they gave him the go, so everyone could
Did you make it on time?
Oh yeah.
All right, so no push-ups.
I made it on time.
Right on.
And got the blessing from the cadre, and they were able to use them in the queue, and that kind of helped jumpstart our entrepreneurship with the company there. And we started to get them into stores around the base at the time. And we're kind of undervaluating ourselves because we didn't really know what we were sitting on because they were just still so new and people were still reacting to them. And but we grew pretty quickly, and it's been a fun ride.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning that your family were entrepreneurs. Were they also military folk too?
So I have military in my family, some Marines, some Army, but my grandfather owned a canine security company. My dad was a contractor. So
okay, I don't know. My dad was 20 years in the Army, so he was on the sales end of it. Though he's a recruiter, so retired E9 out of there. So yeah, he's sitting nice and pretty now. But wondering about that. So in the security, is that what made you want to become an entrepreneur yourself because you grew up in the business?
I think, just, being from Staten Island, New York, and an Italian, and I think it's just in my blood, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't even help
Hustle.
Hustle's there. For sure.
Yeah. Right on.
So you got some, where do you think, like, if you could say, like, in your business plan with Whoopie, like, what are the next steps besides, like, getting it, okay, like, getting a snowboarder in a Whoopie, like a pro snowboarder, that's badass. Is there some more, like, are you guys trying to break into any other markets? Or is it?
Right. So we are trying to go digital with them. We've worked with people like Lamb, and we've done jackets with him.
Yeah. That's a Call of Duty guy.
He's a Call of Duty character.
That's right.
He's running tactics. We had a lot of success with him. He's great people. And we're trying to go down that lane. We want to get him in the game. There's a few other avenues we want to do. Just get him. We want to get him in front of people just doing cool things. Like we have people skydiving with him, off-roading, all that stuff.
So maybe some sort of contest needs to be put together on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice social marketing media campaign where competition and show us your most
extreme
whoopie shot.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Most extreme whoopie shot. And you can post it down at the bottom here.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, how about we do that? Somebody, we can figure something out with a discount code if they put in otherwise or ain't done yet on the Whoopie account.
We'll do ain't done yet. Get 15% off.
Ah,
right
there
on,
it is.
There it is.
From the man himself, right 15%
there. 15% off. Love it.
Love that, man.
Jump on there. And that's on WhoopieOfficial.com, right?
Right.
Just so everybody knows.
WhoopieOfficial.com.
Great.
We're also Whoopie Official on Instagram.
Okay.
And so and you were mentioning to me that most of your business is done through Instagram.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Social media brings us a lot of our business. We work with a lot of influencers. We get our products out. People test them and review them, and do lifestyle photos in them and get them out there.
Yeah.
Right on.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. So back to I have to go back to Donald McAllister a little bit too.
Okay.
One of these days he's going to be sitting in one of these chairs, but again, he has a fantastic way of bringing savages together, and he has a way of not only for veterans, for just regular guys to make them feel good and make them feel like they're heard and they're not alone. And that's something that's so important to us now. I mean, even with this podcast that we started, Ain't Done Yet, we were talking the office for years, like, we're dropping nuggets, man. Why don't we start a podcast? And then we started it. We got the room going, and we realized that it's pretty therapeutic to just sit down and chat with your boys,
Yeah.
And Mac has really, I've seen with him, he takes care of his guys, like the guys that are younger than him.
He's the definition of a true leader. He cares about his people, and he's always bringing people together, and he always puts other people before himself.
Yeah.
And Whoopie wouldn't be where it is without him. He was actually one of the first stores we brought our product into when we started. We walked into his store, and we saw this guy with a mohawk and a beard. Like, hey, what's up, man? Like, want to buy some jackets? He's like, hey, get over here. Let me see who you guys are.
What store was that?
What was the name of that store?
Oh man, Mac was running the store. I remember he got his sunglasses from there too, or the Gators sun.
Yeah, it was before Gators. I can't remember the name of the store.
Yeah, okay. But it was on it was on Fort Bragg.
It was on Yadkin Road.
Yeah. Okay, got you. Damn, what was that called? But either way, yeah, he was running.
We'll have it up by the time this episode.
Yeah. We'll pull it up.
We'll just plug it right in there.
Yeah. But now Mac does. He's about to he's already been in some movies.
He's acting. He's got books written about him. The guy's a superstar.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
I love that you're able to say part of Whoopi Start came from this guy Donald McAllister.
Man, he's done so much for me and for Alex in the business, and I keep trying to do things for him, but he won't let me. He's like, no, stop. I only want to do. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, talk to us a little bit how you guys, the timeline of how you guys started and where you started at and where you guys are at now and where you guys plan to be in the next 5 years.
Okay. So we started in 2019 while we're in the Q course, like we said before. And I think we started out with 500 jackets. Okay. We moved them in the first month and we're like, wait a minute, I think we're onto something here. And just, building a business isn't always easy, especially when you're active duty. Balancing work and life and business and everything together is difficult, but we overcame some of those things and we grew, and we went from a barracks room to a garage, and then our second year in business we bought our warehouse in downtown Fayetteville, and since then we've just been trying to release new products and do good things for the community and bring people together, and for the future for Whoopi, we want to be branded as those Whoopi guys. We have the best, most elite gear, that's going to keep you warm, keep you safe and dry, and just keep progressing and bringing new products to the market that are going to help people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But besides the hoodie, what else do you guys have?
So we have a robe, we have a onesie, we have dog jackets, pants, we get the hoodies, we got a few other things we're working on that are being released in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Sick.
Are you guys manufacturing in-house? You outsourcing manufacturing? How's that working?
We have to outsource. Look, you don't want me selling anything.
Yeah.
So we outsource manufacturing.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, nice. Is it China?
We have places all over. We have places in the U.S. We have them all over the world. Whatever really makes sense for the deal we're working on.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure. Have you guys gotten?
Clothing business is pretty crazy. And some things you can find and I had a clothing business in the snowboard industry, years ago. And it's, you got to find the best, the best type of materials for the product. I can tell you, Mike, that I could also set you up with a company called Milliken. They're a big company of ours, a big client of ours that we work with, and all they deal with is textiles for safety, waterproofing, all of those kind of things. So I can set you up and link you up with those folks too. Yeah, they're top notch. They're at every single safety expo, every single military installation. That's what Milliken does. And they're based out of North Carolina.
You don't say.
Yeah. You don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was chopping it up with Mike on. It's a soft pitch, but we're gonna try and get him to move out here, or at least have a spot in Vegas. I'm telling him, man. I'm like, dude, you could be doing a lot.
All right, you convinced me.
He's in.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
It is hot out here. That's for sure.
It is hot,
but there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm looking for like-minded individuals. To work with.
Well, we're chopping it up too, and that's I noticed the entrepreneurial spirit of just making shit happen. And I was telling Mike about how we're independent now, and he was just asking on the ride up here, like, how long has it been since you have? I'm like 6 months.
Yeah,
been in the game for 20 years. I've been, we were free beforehand, but we had our mind set on getting handcuffed.
The goal was to get the deal, and then you get in the deal, and it's not the deal you want to be in. The only goal now, once you got the deal, is to get out.
That
right?
was the
times
crazy
are changing.
Yeah,
it's better to be an independent artist.
It definitely is.
Now, with social media, it's so easy. You'll just get your music out there and work with people on your own terms.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing too, is collaborating and not having to ask anybody else.
Yeah, permission.
If you can collaborate or not.
You can't talk to him. You're not allowed to do a song with him. We want to do a song with them, not with him. You can't use this producer. We have some lined up for you already, right?
Yeah, but you can't work with them either right now. You're going to have to wait 8 months. You know?
Or introduce me to the producer and then tell me later that that's not the guy after we're big homies now.
Yeah.
And now I'm not allowed to work with the guy anymore.
I don't know if you could tell our sarcasm, but these are all things that have happened in the wise, in the book of the wise so far. But these upcoming chapters in the book of the wise are exciting because we get to, you can kind of dig in and see like, hey man, you guys bring value to us, we bring value to you, and on top of that, let's do something fun that people haven't done. JB's been here, and I was trying to explain to JB's been our ghost man, sixth member of the band for so long. He came in on management, he wrapped our tour bus back in the day. Him and his employees like gutted the tour bus, put in bunks, put in all kinds of stuff for us, wrapped the outside. I mean, anything and everything to push the music and the message that my brother and I have been trying to get out to the world.
When you believe in somebody too, and you believe in the way that we believed and a lot of us believed in this band, you want to do everything that you can to support that, right? So, that's
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's super important.
Let me take the time of this episode to thank you once again.
Oh yeah, yeah. No thanks needed, man. You know that.
Yeah, but it's fun too now. Like talking with Mike, you talk about getting into certain, video game spaces and, getting skins and games and, the music attached to it, it's like, that's exciting. Like, let's fuck the label, or the manager or whoever else, like we'll just go do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take no for an answer. If there's something that's got to get done, we'll get it done. We'll figure out a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing too, like being in business and the difference between bands and just regular businesses is that, it's almost like you're like tied to something that you have to ask permission for everything. Right. And with my business, it's like, I don't have to ask anybody anything. Right. But with their business, it was always like, well, we have to ask, we can't just do. Even to make a post, it's like, can I make the post? Well, it's got to go through the reins here. And I don't know if you can, not that graphic. Right. And it's like, but if you use this one, well, I don't like that one. Well, then we can go to this one. And then the graphic doesn't even get put up.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lyric video for a song called Suffer that was just about ready to, you guys were going to release that in August. And I want to say this was like back in 2017. Mm-hmm. And I want to say that was right when Chris Cornell passed.
Yeah.
Had a lyric video ready and everything, and the label would not allow it to be released.
It was about
and or used.
It had all these statistics on mental health and suicide.
Right.
And the song is like it's easier to suffer but don't walk alone kind of thing. And we had the video ready to go and the statistics up, everything, and then they were like, what was even the excuse? Like the B-roll video was copyrighted, or they didn't want to change it?
Yeah, because some of the B-roll video. So the first excuse was that, well, we don't have the budget to create a video. And I'm like, well, I'll create the fucking video then. Right. So I built the video, but I had to pull content from a site that allows you to use video content. Right. So I pulled some excerpts out of, I want to say that it was called Video Blocks. At the time, I think it's now called Story Blocks, but I pulled some of the content out of there, which is okay to use. And I put this whole video together with all of the, lyrics to the song and presented to them. They're like, oh, well, you got that. You can't use that now. So it's like, okay, so what other excuses can you give for us not to get this out? And by the time, we finally got things settled, the moment's over.
Yeah. Now I think about it too, like partly, they didn't want us to go. They didn't want us to have the song go. It was like, no, because then if the song does do stuff, we're going to have to work it.
Right.
And at that point they weren't working.
Well, and I mean, I can understand from a business perspective a little bit, right? Is that they had this focus. And that focus at the time was this song called Angry Heart. And there was a video that was they just paid for a video to be made,
right,
for that. And so it's like, okay, no, we're in this direction and you guys stop looking at squirrels and stay focused here. But it's like, listen, we can work on the fly and we're super nimble, and that's what it is being a business. When you have a business on your own, you can work on the fly.
You gotta be able to pivot too.
You got to be able to pivot quick, right? And we were able to pivot quick, but the label wasn't able to pivot quick. Yeah. And so it became a hindrance. Every time we wanted to do something, it was a hindrance. Now it's like, if you want to do it, you just do it.
Right.
Yeah. That's a really exciting part to like truly be an entrepreneur now. Because I don't know if you could say that my brother and I were really entrepreneurs as signed recording artists.
Yeah, I mean, back then I wouldn't say that you guys were at all. And I think now that with you running Life by Music and everything, I mean, you've just come, and we'll just use the term that we like to use called full circle, right?
Yeah.
You're super deep into it now. And I mean, I'm extremely proud to see where you've taken it because we've talked about it over the years and you're just like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it that way. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then now it's like, you're doing stuff. You did some shit the other day and I was like, holy shit, dude, you got that shit done. Look at you, man.
Yeah, man. It's that entrepreneur, like and now the freedom.
The mindset was always there. I think you needed to believe in yourself that you could actually do it.
Something, man. It's like getting out of the deal has been great. I was telling Mike on the way here too, is like, it took a little bit of time to like want to write new music. And we were chatting. I'm like, you're like, what'd you do, bro? I was like, dude, I wrote some shit today, man. And it felt good. Right. And 4 hours went by and I was just shredding this one riff. And that's how songs used to come out way back, before it was like, go write with this songwriter and go do that. And, go, here's a song. And it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, is this what we signed up for?
And now you're able to, produce it organically.
Yeah.
Do what you want and while balancing, your other things you got going on. It's, you're saying that, sometimes it's hard to write, trying to balance, being an entrepreneur and an artist and doing everything. It's not easy, but, finding that mindset to be able to overcome, the difficulties in business and life is what makes the journey worth walking, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What's your, you guys were kind of mentioning that you have a little bit of background in music. Where does your background start and stop?
Well, right now I manage a few DJs. But when I was younger, we were involved in the hip hop industry, and we've worked with Dougie Fresh, D12, Royce the 5.
We just saw Dougie Fresh.
Yep.
That's
Dougie
what
Fresh was he was just at. We went to go see Jodeci, yeah.
DMX and Yang Twins, Big Sean, Waka Flocka, all those guys in our early 20s, and
nice.
Managing artists and putting on shows, promoting events, and
you were in the hustle, man, because that's the hustle,
Boston,
especially
Boston,
on the DJ end of things. That's the hustle, man.
Yep. It's a long road, but it was fun. For sure, got a lot of partying out when we were younger, so
sure,
I can relax in my 30s now.
Nice.
I mean, that's badass. You're like you're in the hustle, of being American, and just getting to do what it is you please.
I mean, the hustle never stops, and it's good to be able to do that in a country where you have the freedom to do so.
Yeah. And then you also served, and then the next step of entrepreneurship just like came to you there.
Well, we were talking last week with Scott, and Scott was saying that too. Send your kids to another country after they graduate from high school so you can realize what it is to live in America and the freedoms that you have here versus anywhere else, because there's no place like this place in the world. And you won't know that. You don't realize that. And I've had discussions with folks and they're like, oh no, you got to travel around the world. And I really haven't been outside of the United States other than Mexico and Canada. And they're like, go travel around the world and you'll see how different everything is. My sister's done a lot of traveling and she says the same thing.
Have you had a chance to travel?
I'm pretty well traveled.
Yeah.
Yep. And one thing I will say is actually someone asked me the other day, my favorite countries I've been to. I was like, United States.
I'm here right now. That's great. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So as far as music has music always been kind of like when you were growing up? Were you like in the music scene? Were you more of a?
Oh yeah, growing up, I was skateboarder in the music scene, going to metal shows, and up to no good, get myself in trouble, But
Nice.
yeah, I've always kind of walked down that path, and that's where my heart was when I was growing up. So
You got a favorite band?
one of my favorites is probably Highly Suspect, and
Yeah.
they have roots on Cape Cod too. So
Oh, okay,
that's where I
cool.
grew up.
Right on.
Cape Cod.
I have one of our sales employees lives near there. So yeah, right outside Cape Cod. Yep.
Do you have any? Were you a big reader growing up?
Wasn't too big of a reader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably say I'm pretty much the same, but now I'm trying to, as I'm maturing, I'm like, I need to get some more books under my belt.
I was like, I read comic books. I read a lot of comic books.
Yeah.
No, I read a lot of books when I was younger. I loved books. I loved books on business, loved books on marketing. Those kind of things. I wasn't really into like fictional stories or anything like that. I mean, I love the Harry Potter movies from watching it with my kids when they were growing up and all of that kind of stuff, and Lord of the Rings and everything. But every time I picked up, like I bought Lord of the Rings, and every time I tried to pick it up and read it, I'm like, I just want to watch them.
Yeah, same dude. I'm
just
visual.
I could get this over with in 2.5 hours.
Is there a movie that kind of from an outside perspective that kind of is like, as far as your experiences in the military, that's like kind of like, hey, that movie isn't that far off?
Well, I want to say Fight Club.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Nice.
You got a guy there who's recruiting people, to overthrow something that they don't want there, and that's from my experience. Like
That's kind of how it felt.
How it goes, yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's
That's
dope.
interesting.
What would you, as far as like young entrepreneurs, what would you suggest to them? Young, old, just entrepreneurs, whatever. What would you suggest to them? From things that you've experienced in your business.
So one thing I would say is, don't listen to the people who are doubting you. Everyone's gonna have an idea of what they want for you, and that's gonna, be different than what you want for yourself. And don't let that deter you from chasing after your goals and your dreams, because I'm a firm believer you can have anything you want in this life. Just go after it.
That's right.
And just taking that first step and just proving everybody wrong, and just not quitting. It's kind of cliche to say that, but that really is the truth. Like if you don't quit, like you'll get to where you're going eventually.
Yeah, that's right. You get it done by doing it, right? Yeah, 100%. What about I wanted to ask you too, because in the past I've had business partners, and I don't have business partners anymore, and it was really hard. And we were buddies, we were best friends from grade school, and we just kind of grew apart and went different directions. Still great friends today. How is it with the business partner? Talk about the struggles with the business partner.
So
or not, or no
or the
struggles.
Triumphs. Struggles and the
I
triumphs.
mean,
So
yeah.
I mean, fortunately for me, I have a really good business partner, and he does a lot of things that I can't do, or it just doesn't suit me. It's important to have a team that you can rely on and lean on and trust, and work together and make things happen. It's difficult to do things on your own. It's not impossible, but if you have a good team that supports you, and you have the same vision, I would recommend it if you share the same vision, for sure, same goals. And
what's your role, as a business partner? Like, what's your focus? I know when I had my business partners, my focus was sales and marketing, right? Their focus, I had one person who dealt with all the labor and handled all of that kind of stuff. And then my other partner was dealing with all the financials.
Right. So business strategy, marketing, clothing design, stuff like that.
Okay.
And, my business partner is more on the financial side.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's over here creating the she stole my whoobies.
Right.
But
Love
dude,
that.
that's where it's at, man, is the marketing aspect of the brand. That's it, right? I mean, yeah, of course you got to have the back end.
People want something to believe in, if no one wants to buy something from a boring brand. Like, I'm not going to sell something I wouldn't wear myself,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does take all aspects, though, right? The financial aspect of things is like super important. Without that kind of thing, you don't know where you're at. You don't know what numbers. Can I buy more stuff? Can I not buy more stuff? So, watching those numbers and making sure that those numbers are are in line so that you can move forward, or sometimes you got to move backward, right?
Yeah.
And when you don't know that, and we've had some accountants in the past where they had the numbers all messed up, and some of the data that was being transferred, from our credit cards and transactions from our bank accounts, they weren't aligning properly. And so I'm here making decisions based on these numbers, and these numbers are wrong. And then come 4 months down the line, I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have made those decisions because now we're in this position, so shit, I got to start rolling things back really quickly. So I mean, never underestimate the importance of the financial guy. He might be sitting inside of his office with the door closed and not wanting to talk to anybody. And that's how a lot of our finance people are.
Yeah.
But I know they're doing their job when the numbers are correct.
Yeah.
And we can make the decisions based off that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Every time that, again, part of this podcast is like, I'm learning, like, dude, that's a nugget, bro. Like I need that information, JB. Why don't we just record it and let other people have it too? So you're getting free game right now from very, very successful businessman and a guitar player.
We just pretend really.
Yeah. Is there any other, businesses that you'd like to get involved with, in this life?
There's a few. I'd like to get back, to my roots, like the security sector. My grandfather did the canine security thing, and I think that's really cool. And working with animals would be cool to do. So.
Yeah,
German Shepherd specifically.
Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, and those sorts of things with sharp teeth, bites.
Right.
Nice.
Love it. I've had 3 German Shepherds growing up, and great dogs. Yeah, for sure. I'd love
those
to have
dogs.
another one. My kids are allergic, and my wife's like, "Sorry, can't have a German Shepherd." I'm like, "They're going to be moving out soon. Sometime I can't have the German." No, because they're going to visit.
But you got the little teacup. You got Tucker. The little.
I never grew up with small dogs though, and
Yeah.
I love our dog. Our dog's awesome, but I never grew up with small dogs. I always grew up with big dogs. We had Alaskan Malamutes and we had German Shepherds. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I yearn for that.
Yeah.
I long for the German Shepherd. I just want the German Shepherd that's sitting in the back of the Jeep with his head out the window.
Yeah, I got a Belgian Malinois Dutch Shepherd mix named Duke, and he's way too smart for his own good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Way too smart. He's a menace to society.
So is the canine security thing was your family training the dogs, or?
Yeah, so my grandfather, he would train the dogs, and he started out in Staten Island, New York, and there's on construction sites, they were getting their tools stolen overnight, and he would sit out there with the canine, and that's how he got his business starting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Man. Well, Mike, dude, it's awesome to have you here, man. I feel like he's a straight shooter here, man. It's like everything
literally
is, like exactly to the point. It's like right on the money. It's awesome. If you didn't hear, 15% off on WooBieOfficial.com, or you could is it WooBieOfficial.com?
WooBieOfficial.com.
WooBieOfficial.com. You type in, we'll have this code up.
Yeah, we'll throw it up on the screen here.
Ain't done yet, for 15% off on the shop. And you'll very likely be seeing Mr. Mike Battista around in some capacity or another, rocking out with Otherwise.
I'm not going anywhere, man.
Yeah, rocking out.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
for sure. And hey, anything that Structure can do for heart support vets, let us know. I'm happy to help donate on that end of things too. So however we can get involved.
Compassion Savages needs love right now.
Compassion Savages,
so,
yes.
Yeah, like the goal with that is to, pay for trips for veterans to go like on healing journeys, be with their old squad mates and go and do cool things together and just bring people together. So.
Awesome. Let me know where we can talk about that after the show. And
we were talking about
we need to go on that.
Doing with Compassionate Savages, doing like a music event in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
So all the guys come out here. We do a shoulder to shoulder class. Then we take them out. We go up to the mountains. We do, we're discussing like helping doing something of that nature in Vegas.
Okay.
So that will definitely be badass. We get Mike, Mac, Dave, Jared, all the guys, man. Plus more, the shoulder to shoulder course that Life by Music is starting up in mid-August. We're opening it up.
Okay.
There's going to be an online component to it too.
Oh, cool. So they
Yeah.
can work. They can do it in
So,
person or
so they can
online.
jump online.
Love it.
And be connected that way as well.
Okay.
You know. So, Mike, we ask all of our guests, what's something that if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you say? What would you tell your younger self to do? What would you suggest or say to that young Mike?
I would tell him, just keep doing what you're doing, and don't listen to anyone telling you that you can't do it. You can have anything you want. That's what I would tell myself.
Anything that you would tell yourself not to do? Or should we leave that?
We can't talk about
Stuff,
that.
right?
Nice,
Be here
man.
for another hour on that one.
all right, for sure. Well, man, this is awesome to get to know you more.
Pleasure.
And we appreciate you being on the Ain't Done Yet podcast. I mean, that's all I got for this fun gentleman here.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming too. And again, thanks for your service, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to be doing these kind of things, man. And
thank you guys so much. You guys rock.
yeah, right on, man.
Shout out to Wooby. Shout out to Compassionate Savages, Donald McAllister, Dave King, Heart Support, and Mike Battista of Wooby, man. Thanks for joining us, brother. Appreciate having you.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
See you on the next one.
Yes, sir.